Hello student, my name is Happy Patel. I am working at Silver Oak University as a lecturer in the Department of Information and Technology from Asoit College. In this video lecture, we are discussing CSS. Till date, what we have discussed, uh, we first saw the introduction of CSS, like what is CSS and what is the importance and need of CSS. After that, we had discussed some types of CSS, in which there are three types. Is One is inline, internal, and external CSS. After that, we saw some selectors like element selector, class selector, ID selector, and universal selector with group of selectors, like how to use all of that. After that, we had discussed some properties of CSS, which is important properties, right? To create your website very attractive, it is important, in which there are some border properties, margin property, padding properties, and height and width. Correct. So our today's video is all about box model in CSS. After box model, we will discuss some division tag and then inspect property of browser with obviously some hands-on practical. So without any delay, let's start. What is the CSS box model? After listening this name, we don't get some idea, but this is nothing, because whatever we had discussed in previous video, we have to merge all of that. Okay, in CSS, the term box model is used when talking about design and layout. The CSS box model is essentially a box that wraps around every HTML element. It consists of content, padding, border, and margin. Okay, so padding, border, margin, all of we know how to use padding, margin, and border into our styling, right? So when you want to lay out your HTML pages or lay out your website, you have to use CSS box model, so that you can have some important and basic idea how my CSS properties are working. Let's understand it by practical. Into Visual Studio, I'll be creating one folder named as CSS property. In the last previous video, we know that our HTML file looks like this. That we have into body section, we have h1, h2 tag. After that, image and p tag. H1 consists welcome to Silver Oak University. H2 hello student, this course is under diploma engineering department. And then in image we have some cartoon image, and then p lorem dummy text. Correct. If I run this file, control F5, choose your browser. I'll be choosing my Chrome browser. See, you get this kind of output of your HTML page. Correct. So what is box model? When you right click over here and go to the last option, says as inspect. In inspect, you can clearly see that at the right side of my page, you can see some HTML code has arrived, that what we have written in our HTML file. You can see it over here. Into the lower part, you can see the CSS property which we have given. So what is box model then? When you click, you have to click at this particular sign. Click it, and if you want to see what my CSS property is, then you have to hover over the any element you want to style. Let go with this welcome to Silver Oak University. So here you can see that h1 is now reflecting, and at the lower part, okay, let me make visible it to for you. At the lower part, you can see into h1 element, I have given all of the my CSS property. There are some basic background color, margin, and padding, different margin and different padding properties, right? And when you scroll down a little, you can see this kind of box. That is your, let me make visible it for you. That is your box model. Here you can see, when you hover it over here, you can see that welcome to Silverhook University is the content, right? Your H1 content. After content, what we have discussed, what is padding? It is giving some space from your border, correct, into your border basically. So your padding top will be 30 pixel, padding right will be 20 pixel, padding bottom will be 35, and padding left will be 20 pixel. So that you can see, this is your padding property. Now this is your border. See, you had not given any border, right? So after that border, your margin property is there. That top is 50, right is 50, correct, and so on. So this is your box model. When you want to style your website very attractively, you use this kind of box model, right? And again, if I want to check the properties, the CSS property of this particular image, then I have to click it over here. You can see in the image tag, I had given height, width, border, and margin, right? So what is my content? Content is the image. What is the padding? I had not given any padding over here. And then what is my border? I had given border to 5 pixel thickness with solid and black color. After that, my margin is of 100 pixel top and bottom, 60 pixel of left and right, right? Again, if I want to make some changes, right, I don't know, after giving 100 pixel or 200 pixel margin, I don't know what is the styling, which is displaying at my screen. So to demo, I can use this particular box model. Let's say I will change my margin top to 50 pixel. See, you can see the space has now decreases to 50 from 100, right? Let's take an example. I want to add more margin at margin left, 100 pixel. So you can see, correct? Okay, it means whatever the changes you want to make, you can use this box model, and you can get the idea that how my margin, padding, and border is basically working and affecting my styling, correct? Here please note that whatever the changes I may doing it over here at my inspect and my board at box model property, it is not going to reflect at the CSS file. Again, I'll be repeating, whatever the changes you are making at this particular box model, this is not going to reflect at the CSS file which we have created. When you refresh this page, it will automatically load the CSS you have given at your CSS file. So this is your temporary properties and temporary values you are given, so that you can see that, okay, if what if I had 100%, what if I had 50 padding at top, 50 padding at bottom, so what is the changes or what is the look I get, right? So this is what box model is all about, is one of the most important technique to get a basic idea about elementing or important CSS properties, right? After that, see, now you can clearly understand this image. Center point is contained. After that, when you add it, it will adding the space into my border, and when you add margin, it will adding space afterwards my border, correct? Let's move towards our next topic, which is div tag. Okay, Div tag defines a division or section in HTML document. The div tag is used as container for HTML, which is then styled with CSS or manipulated with JavaScript. The div tag is easily styled by using the class or ID attribute. Any sort of content can be put inside div tag. So last line is one of the most important line. Any type of element you can put inside division element. What is the use of division element? Let's do it with practical demonstration. I'll be doing my code in this particular index.html file only, so that we have continuity. Alter Z. Okay. uh, Let me add one another image. My source would be Nikki, and into alt attribute I'll be adding cartoon image. After that I'll be describing the image, lorem tag, that what this particular image is all about. Let's run this file. See, you can see reset it for you. You can see I have one another image. Okay, so what is div tag is all about? Assume that this cartoon image have this particular description, which I have selected. Again, another image and the description is below. It means you can add one division to all the properties. I'll be adding division, one division in which my image and description is there, and so my division is ended now. Okay, so in one division I'll be adding one image and description of that image, so that whenever you want to style it or you use JavaScript, it'll be easy for us. So it is the best practice to use division tag into your HTML. It is nothing but grouping of your HTML element. So again, my another division tag contains image file, image tag, sorry, and description of that particular tag. Description I had written into p tag. Again, I'll be repeating into division tag. I'll be adding image and paragraph. Paragraph describes the description of that particular image. Again, into second image, it will be described. Into second division, it will be described the image. This is the best practice. Whenever you are making any website, you have to use division. Into division you can use or you can add multiple HTML elements, correct? So by default, browser always place a line break before and after the division element. Okay, so I hope you get it. It is a very simple topic based on the previous video. So that, and one of the most important note I want to give you, that practice it by yourself. The more you practice, the more you get the idea how CSS is working, how property is working. So after watching video, I suggest you that you practice it by yourself. You do whatever the HTML element you want to take and play with some CSS properties, right? Play with whatever you want to give your styling, right? Play with it. Do more practice and you get more idea about it. Thank you so much, student.